Come on, Shifa. Okay. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. Today, I have with me is Mr. Anuj. I've been trying to record this interview for a very long time. Finally, we have got the time to do it. As you can see from his video, he's walking, he's outside right now. We are making this video for you guys. Okay. The topic for the today's video is topic for today's talk is uh, beginner's guide to software development. Will that be a nice topic, Anuj?
Yeah, it's pretty good because I've seen lots of guys struggle at the starting point, like where to start, how to start, what to do, what not to do. So there was a time when people didn't have a lot of options, but at this point of time they've got a lot of things to do, so they are just confused what to do, what not to do. So I guess it will, help them in many ways.
So is our target audience are only the students?
Yeah.
Only the students. What about the people who have just entered the market and into the first year of software development in any company?
It 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 will anyways help both, because in the industry, if you will see that the starting years, the starting couple of years, they are more or less considered as freshers,
Hmm.
and they have quite a bit of flexibility to switch here and there if they feel like this is not it where they want to end up. So it will definitely help them.
When you said switch means switching to another professional or switching to another company.
Switching to another technology.
Inside the software development only, we can switch another technology or something.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So before we start going deep into the discussion, please introduce yourself, maybe.
Yes. So
We might not
as
have
you
to say
have,
company names and stuff if there's some non-disclosure agreement and stuff. No?
then that's not a
Uh,
problem. So as you said, I'm Anuj Sharma. I have started my career in 2011, so it's approximately 9.5 years.
mhm.
So I've started from Wipro along with you. So currently I'm working in BFL, Bajaj Finance Limited,
Mm,
and it's my fourth company till now. At this time, I have worked on various technologies, but my primary technology was
mm,
Java core, advanced, a lot of things. But in the meanwhile, I've worked on various other development technologies like Python. Uh, Basically, I got Python, Java, and the other things, you can say, scale up things, other technologies. So overall, it was a mix and match of everything. It was database, it was networking, it was development, uh, it was scaling technologies like Docker, Kubernetes. It was a lot of technologies I've been worked upon. So it was a pretty good journey. So currently I'm in BFL and my primary technology is still Java.
mm. So as you hear from the man himself, he has 9.5 years of experience in software development. He started as a software developer, right? And now he's
Yes,
still a
yes.
software developer. What we find in the industry is like people after 4 5 years, they're like, oh, software developer is not for me. Maybe I need to go to HR or management or sales or something, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen such lots of people, because I feel that it needs a lot of patience.
uh,
Sometimes just a semicolon will make you crazy.
yeah. Okay.
It basically teaches you a lot of patience.
Hmm. Right. Right. Right.
That
Uh,
is pretty much required.
hmm. Like my first, if I tell about my experience, then when first in my life started working for a company as a any role, as a particular role for a particular
Mhm.
project, was assigned to a project where Anuj was already there. He was my senior at that time, and that was my
Yes,
first day
yes.
in a company working as a what was my post actually? I don't know my role then back then.
It was Wim's trainee, like,
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong. Wim's.
yeah. My in my company,
Yeah.
I was Wim's trainee because I was recruited right after my college, and company said that they will give me the master degree along during that time I need to work for them. So I was called a trainee back
Yeah.
then. But in the
Yeah.
project, we were like project engineers, we used to say, right? Senior, junior, and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the particular
Yeah.
project, we were resident engineers, they say, right? RE,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
because it was a
So more
client.
or less you were. Yes. You were a perfect blend of student and an employee.
Yeah, uh, I remember my first day in that room. I was there after the interview. They did some small interviews, and when I got back to the seat, then Anuj came after some time and he said, "Bhai, chalega na?" I was like, "Where? Na? बाहर चलते हैं, मिठाई खरीदने चलते हैं ना?" Remember? It was my first day,
Yeah.
and after the lunch, we went outside for buying some sweets or some function is there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Go
was
ahead.
like I was like, it was a new location for me, new place, new person. I don't know anything about
Yes.
technologies and stuff. And he was very welcoming and he took me to a ride in Yamuna and stuff. Now, we were at Delhi that time. We won't say the company name because we did some NDA and stuff. So we were at Delhi. And so he took me to some sweet shop. We bought some sweets, came back. Then after that, we became friends, right? Then there was no
Yeah.
no limit and stuff. We said all the stuff. And that was my first
Yes.
starting day, and it was really, I remember that day vividly, as if it just happened
Yeah.
yesterday.
Even at this time, I personally follow these things. Whenever anyone join in my team, whether fresher or experienced or whatever, the first day for everyone is, a bit of like a new environment, new people, how people would be there, how the seniors will be there. So it somewhere disturbs them a lot, in
Yeah,
starting couple of days and all, or couple
Spe-
of weeks or so.
especially for beginners, right? They are like,
Yeah.
they have that lot of imposter syndrome. They have never seen a corporate office. They don't know how to react.
Yes. Exactly.
Mm.
So I guess in these 10.5 years, in the, or you can say the first day of my juniors, they have never worked.
Uh,
It's not key like we can't assign them or something, or even I can train them for anything. I can teach them anything, tell them about the environment and all. But
mm.
no, just first day for them is to chill. I'll take them out. I'll take them for tea or something. We'll just gossip, or if possible, even I don't work for that day. We just hang around. We just gel together. That makes them comfortable.
Right.
It helps them a lot. It helps them a lot. Then in later days also they trust you.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
trust you that they can come to you if anything happens, if anything goes wrong, or anything. It
Mm.
literally helps them. So I'm following that even today.
So, since we are speaking of the first experience and stuff, so let's say any
Mhm.
software developer or any up and coming software computer science student, right? He got into a placement. We are not talking about how placement work after the college. We'll
Mhm.
simply for this conversation, we'll start when you get your first job, right? And when it's your first day inside the campus or inside the office, what should we expect? What was your experience like on the first day, first office, first job?
First day, first job. Uh, it was similar to everyone. I was also uh, kind of thinking like what would be there, what type of people would be there. Because if I talk about me personally, when I started my career, it was the starting was not so good.
Hmm.
So somehow I got into my first job. So even I was even I was disturbed because of the starting. Then it was the new office, new people, new project. It was everything new to me, just as you mentioned that every beginner get these issues.
Hmm.
So but in starting also I got a manager, Sanjeev.
mm, mm,
So he was also, made me comfortable.
mm,
Even in the time when we were working together and the things were, a bit tough, deadlines and all everything. So that time also, when we are working together, he's just sitting beside me and doing brum, brum, brum. And I was like, what this guy? Like, we are in trouble. Like, we are in trouble. We just have to deliver this thing in a couple of days, and this guy is doing brum, brum.
mm,
So I asked him, like, what is this?
uh,
So he said, see, if you will work in stress, no, you will die.
uh,
You can't be productive when in stress, no matter what. You can't be productive when in stress. So just be free. Just be free from here, and you will do more.
mm,
Anyone will do more when you are free from here.
mm,
So, so I'm just trying to, at some point, I'm trying to imitate him.
mm.
Not in terms of, but be stress free as much as possible.
Mm,
So the starting was, everyone's starting is more or less similar, but the senior, what type of senior you get, what type of environment you get, it makes a huge impact. Makes a huge impact. I've seen many people who are in the starting, they feel a lot of stress,
mhm,
and they are in the same project, and in the same project or in the different team, the in the same type of workload, another person may feel free.
mm,
Even the same work pressure, I don't see that working hours does matter. I don't think so. I personally don't think so.
mhm,
It does matter to people, it does matter, but for me it hardly matters, but if you are getting the right environment, if you're getting right people to work with,
mm,
then number of hours, the load, it matters, but it hardly matters. It doesn't at least stress you out.
mm. Yeah.
So yeah.
So everyone might not be that lucky though. On their first day, they will find a cool person to hang out with. Some people might grind you. Some people might test you. So be ready for everything.
Yeah.
Uh, I can tell you about my first day on the particular office, I should say. Not before coming to your project. Before that, I was in the
Mhm.
headquarters, right? We were doing training in the Bangalore, Karnataka side, south of India. Then after the
Mhm.
completion of training for like 3 months, then we were sent to northern. We were sent to Delhi, capital of India, where
Mhm.
we were told that a particular project is waiting for you guys based on your training. I did that time. I was
Mhm.
not a software developer, but I was more like a system engineer. I knew about networking and Windows.
Mhm.
So we got a train or stuff. That was a good train actually. Company compensated for everything. We were on the first day in Delhi. I rushed into the first day of office, thinking that there will be a particular box type of cabinet thing for me to sit down and start working. I just went
Hard luck.
there, put my formals on. I went there. Then I realized everybody was sitting outside in the lobby. I was like, why? Why you guys are sitting outside? They're like, bro, we don't have any project. What do you mean? I said, from here, they will send us to different clients that our company works for. And based
Mhm.
on our interview, they will select us for that project or reject us for that project. If they reject us, we have to come again on this particular location, headquarter once again. Otherwise, you will be going to the client location. I was like, oh man, another interview. I failed interview
Just broke
for
your
first
heart.
2 months, first 2 months of my first day in headquarter, I was getting salary, but I didn't have any project for me. Then on the third
That's the
month or the
hardest
end
part.
of second month, I was in your project. That
Yeah.
was like
The lucky
failed
guy.
attempt after 3, 4 interviews.
Hmm.
So,
It just breaks people.
so
First, you have to give the interview to be hired, then you have
uh,
to give the interview to be at the client.
to be
It
that
just
at the
breaks
client or
people.
to be at the particular
Yeah.
project, right?
Yes, yes. Recently, I was taking interview of a candidate. Like, I don't know if that was at that time, but now at this time, what they do is, like, if you are not able to clear the three or four client interviews, then you will be fired.
Hmm.
So I don't know if
We should
every
take a
company is
proper
following that.
action. A meeting with HR will
Hmm.
happen, maybe. We shouldn't say
Yeah,
fire, right? We don't know what's happening.
yeah, yeah. So I had good terms with the HR. So she told me, yeah, this guy, if you will reject him, he'll be out of the company. So I
Mm,
just saw his profile and I told her, better you not get him, in the interview with me,
mm,
because his profile was a bit of different what like I needed.
mm.
So if I will reject, he will
Yeah.
lose the job. So
It's,
it's better if I can tell from the resume itself that he is not fit for me. So
uh,
it's better let's not get interviewed.
it's not because he has a lack of skill or something. That skill was not required in your project, right?
Yes, yes.
Hmm. So basically, what we are trying to say is there will be a lot of companies out there. They're mostly in the bigger companies. People get hired and they are put in a particular location, a particular place, and particular resource pool, right? Then they
Yeah,
are again sent to another project. You might be selected directly into a project, but since you being a fresher, that would be a very difficult case, right? If you are like
yes,
professional, like 4 5 years, then if company hires you, they hire you with the intent to send you to a particular project right away.
exactly,
Right.
exactly.
For fresher, is more like they will hire you, they will keep you in a particular pool, they will train you, then they will send you to different projects of that
Where
company,
they want.
inside or outside. It might be other
Yes,
kind,
yes.
it might be inside the company itself. There would be a multiple products, and for particular product, they require based on the requirement of that product manager, they will accept or reject.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
this
So
is
basically, they'll put you where they want, not where
yeah.
you want.
Especially for fresher, you need to like be very
Yes,
flexible, very adaptive.
yes.
Mm,
Yeah, because when you are experienced and you are not getting what you want, you will simply leave, because
uh,
you have the talent and you will get it somewhere else.
right.
But freshers are the most fragile ones
Mm.
and the easy targets. So I won't say target, but at the starting it works that way.
They will grind you a little bit. You don't have
Yeah,
you don't have much to say. You have you can reject the project also. It's not like they will send you a particular project. You have to go there. It's like you can say no as well. We are not saying they are like police or something.
yeah, but still, if you will say no, no, no,
Mm.
then they will also like, oh, he is not interested in any project.
Yeah. Basically, company
So,
is
but
spending money, right? So they need to get what
yeah,
is worth. So
yes. But once you are experienced, you have a particular forte, then you can choose.
mm.
You
So
can choose. I want to do
this is
this.
for the beginners. Like this is for the beginners who have just joined a company and what to expect and what were our experience are like. So let us go
Yeah,
a little bit back. We are going back again. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you about how was your recruitment? Like how was your interview for that job? How did you prepare for the interview? Like to get your first job, what should be the requirement?
See, when I went for the interview, it was more of like a support. It was not the core development, but it was a support profile for the already developed applications. So they needed the Java background, but the Java skills were not required that much, because you were not supposed to build anything from the scratch,
Mm,
or to productionize something. Productionize things are already done. You just have to support it. Maybe here and there some bugs will come, so you will have to support that. Uh, but that's fine. So the interview was not much of a hardcore, but yes, it was basically for the core Java based interview.
mm,
So once I went in, I was selected. Once I went in, then then you can say but I wanted to do the development as everyone wants to do.
mm,
So what I did was I made a couple of applications there. Like no one asked me to do,
mm,
but uh, myself just see, if you want to grow, you have to show your seniors that you are capable of something,
mm,
right? If you are doing the same type of work day in and day out, how would they come to know that you are capable of something else as well?
mm,
Especially if that's not a part of your daily job. If you are doing a part of that type of job, then then you can do it better and you can do it best, and they can compare with you with someone else. But
mm,
especially if you are not into that type of job
mm,
where you want to be, then
mm,
how would you show that yes, I know this as well.
mm,
So I made up a couple of applications which was helping their team. There was a team which was basically a call center.
mm,
You know it.
mm,
So basically, it was a call center. So I made a couple of apps and showed it to my manager that, see, I have made this and this can help our telecallers. And so by that, he came to know that I am aware of these things as well.
mm.
So it took me around 6 to 8 months to get into the actual
Yeah.
development.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
that was my starting to get into the actual development.
To summarize, like it was like you applied for an interview for a support application support engineer, right? For a
Yeah,
particular role
yeah,
where software development was required, but it was not required at that level of the development. But once you got
yes,
into the office or got into the project, you wanted to become a developer, so you worked on yourself. You created a side project that could help the project, and that could also show that you have the development capabilities, right? To move
yes,
to another
yes,
role.
yes.
Okay.
So for,
So,
because I think for the starting, people are like, no, if I will, I like, sometimes people don't give the interviews or they just skip out. No, no, I'm not getting this. That's fine. At least get the entry.
mm,
Here, people are struggling to get the entry.
mm,
If you are getting an opportunity, and if the opportunity you are getting is not too much away from where you want to be,
mm,
just get in. Just
mm,
get in. Then a whole lot of opportunities will open up.
how long was your interview like?
It was like around 45 minutes,
45
35 to
minutes?
45 minutes
Before that,
approximately. Yeah.
did you try another company as well?
Not at that time. After around 2.5 years, I did try,
Uh,
because
that was your
at
first
that
interview
time,
and you got the job on the first day.
yeah, I got the job on the first day,
Ah,
and it was not making even sense. Like I just started, and within 6 months or so, I got the thing which I wanted to work on.
development.
So to switch, first you have to get some skills, right?
Mm,
You can't just, even if you jump so frequently, that also raise question on your stability, right?
mm,
You can't just hop around.
mm.
And then
So, oh,
then the question that why should we hire you becomes actually right,
yours.
because your resume says, oh, you are hopping around every year, so don't do that.
Okay. We are like deviating from topic a little bit, but thing is that to get into a company or to get into a project, just you have to look around and you find something that is very similar to your project. If you cannot find what you wanted, then if you can get
Yes.
something similar, we are not
Yes.
saying you should always find the easiest path or something, because you don't know anything during the fresher. If you want to be a developer, try to find a developer fresher. But if you don't get it, first just find something that is very similar, right?
Yeah, yeah, just be closer,
Because,
be
and inside the
closer
company,
than not.
yeah, continue.
Yeah, yeah, just be closer than not getting anything at all. It's good
Uh,
to be close.
Try to know about the company, and if you know that inside this company there's a particular role that you wanted, then there's high chances that they will push the people inside the company to another role rather than picking from outside,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So that is really good. That's you're very lucky. During my first interview to the company, our interview started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and my last
Mhm.
interview ended at 8 p.m. It was like 12-hour interview, but it's not like 12-hour
Uh,
grinding, because it was like a college recruitment thing. They were like maybe 500, maybe
mhm,
1,000, if I exaggerate a little bit. They were like a
mhm,
lot of students on particular batch inside that room, and
mhm.
first we did an aptitude test. Then from aptitude, 50% of student got discarded. Then first technical round. No, then then it was like essay writing and stuff. Then from
Yeah,
essay writing, some people got off. Then technical interview. Then technical, some people. Then finally it was
that
HR.
kills.
Oh.
That kills.
So if you are in college, if you are going to college recruitment, don't go with the mentality that I will like finish the interview in 2 hours and go to a movie or something. If you are going to interview,
No.
just go there interview. Just think that this day is entirely for this company. That's it, you know.
Yeah,
Because
that
I remember,
happened with me.
yeah, tell me.
Yeah, yeah. The same thing happened with me when I was interviewing in, like, that was my third company.
Uh,
So interview started at around 9:15 or something, and it ended at 6:45 p.m. So
yeah.
I also took the half day from my previous company that I'll just finish up the interview and just come in the office in the second half,
Mm,
and it just went away the whole day.
mm. So what I
So
regret
it
most
happens.
during the college time, during any interview, is that for if you are in college and if a lot of companies are coming to your college for recruitment, then what
Mm.
I suggest is go to each and every interview. Don't. It's not about the failing the interview. It's more about experience. And if you somehow
Yes,
get selected, then if you are selected into more than one company, then you will have the option to choose which company to go to, right? I only have one
exactly.
offer during when I left because I only went to one interview that took from night, like I said, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. After that, I was really tired. Even Facebook also came,
Yeah.
but not the Facebook of California. It was from Hyderabad or something. So I didn't go there. I was like completely exhausted. Now I think back, I should have gone there just for the sake of experience, right?
Yes, yes, you should go. You should. You will get a pretty good experience.
Mm,
I've seen a lot of freshers, even when I was a fresher. At
mm,
that time, when you are sitting in front of the interview panel, uh, your legs shivers.
mm,
Your legs shivers. You actually tremble when you are sitting in front of the interview panel. So
uh,
if you are just targeting one company and you lose that interview because of that shivering,
mm.
so don't do
Cold
that.
PTs, yeah.
Just get the experience, be comfortable, go as much as go for the as much as options you can. Just do it.
And
Just do it. It's
during
not.
right after the college, then it doesn't matter. Try everywhere. Just go there, talk to friends.
Yes,
Bring if you have a lazy friend who doesn't want to go, just drag him to the interview simply to say, "मेरे लिए time pass हो
yes,
जाएगा, चल चल."
yes, yes. You should go. You should go.
Yeah, you should go. You should
It's
take your friends as well.
yes.
Mm.
Even if you are rejected at the very first question, that's not a problem. Just
Uh,
go.
just
Still,
go.
that will also give you an experience. Yeah.
If you don't go, you will not get the job. Then if
Yes.
but if you don't go, you will not get the job. And if you go and you don't get it, you obviously didn't gonna get the job if you didn't go, right? So there's nothing to lose
Yes.
from there.
Yes. In the like, if I share my experience in my second job, that was the client was the DRDO.
Mm,
So when I was going there, so I got to know that there is a project in the DRDO. So I was like, anyways, I'm not going to be selected. DRDO scientists, all the fancy imaginations were there in my mind. So
mm,
I was just thinking, anyways, I'm not going to be selected. What's the point in going?
mm,
So I was just trying to ignore how to ignore. I was very much fearful from inside that,
mm,
like, I'm not going to crack it. Anyways, I'm not going to crack it, no matter what.
mm,
So I was just thinking, I was making up the plans how not to go to the interview,
mm.
how not to go to the interview, and
Trying
if
to make
people will
excuses.
ask, yeah, and how when people will ask that what happened to the interview, and then I was making plans that what will I tell to them,
Mm,
that how it actually went bad without going to the interview.
mm.
I was
Right.
planning like that. So
You're already thinking of like failing the interview, right?
I was pretty much confirmed that anyways I'm going to be failed. So I was making the plans on how to cover it up.
Mm.
I was not making
To
a
the friends,
plan to how to crack it.
right? This is something we all do, right? We tell our plans to our friends, right? I will do this, I'll do that. Then in the morning, if
Yes,
you
and
don't want to do that, then we'll say, "Abbe, yaar, those ko kya bolna?"
yes, and somewhere back in my head I was pretty clear that I will not be able to do it, and what will I tell to the people?
Yeah.
That was my plan. Then something strike me at that very morning
Mm.
that, oh, Anuj, you are cheating yourself or something, some inner voice.
Yeah.
So it was not part of my plan, but somehow it came from within. And even when I started the bike, I almost reached to my office,
Mm.
almost reached to my that time office, and then I turned back and went to the interview.
Mm.
I reached at the interview for the interview around 45 minutes or 1 hour later at a
Mm.
place like DRDO,
Mm-hmm.
and the people were already there whose interview were almost done. When I reached there, interview was there, and when I was out from the interview, I was again sure that I'm anyways not going to be selected
Mm.
because I was already sure.
Mm.
And next day I got a call that you are selected.
Mm.
How can that happen?
Mm. If you never
So
try, you
it happens. Yeah, it happens with everyone. Sometimes we show it to people, sometimes we don't show it to people, but back in the mind,
mm.
sometimes we scare.
Mm.
uh, so I won't say that don't scare, because it happens, it's natural. It may
Mm.
happen, it may not happen, but whatever it is, just go.
Mm.
So at this point of time, I will say that what will happen if you will go? Either
Right.
you will be selected or you will not be selected. But if you will not go, there
You
is no
definitely
positive
not
chance.
gonna.
You will anyways be
Uh,
rejected,
rejected.
right?
Right.
So not a problem. Go, shiver, tremble, stammer in front of the interview. That's not a problem. He will
Mm.
understand. Just go.
Go. Especially for fresher, the nobody will judge you.
Yeah,
Mm.
for everyone, just go.
Mm.
It
So.
happens. Sometimes people thinks that this thing will stop me or something. But I had a friend who had a stammering problem. So he he was thinking that I'll get rejected negatively or something. Somehow we pushed him to go. So when he went inside, so interviewer asked him, do you have any negative sides? They asked for your strength and weaknesses and
Mm.
all. So he, at the front place, he said, I have stammering problem. So
Mm.
just he cracked it,
Mm.
because they know that you are not being, uh,
Honest.
yeah, you're just stammering because it's natural. But he was thinking that it may impact his interview.
Uh,
But everything went well. So just don't assume. Just I want to say that what will
oh.
happen.
Uh,
Just don't assume. Even if you have a something bad, something, anything. If you have any problem, anything, just go. Just go. What
mm.
will happen will anyways happen. Just go.
Mm. Mm.
At least if you will go, you will have a chance to be selected.
Mm. Right. Especially like during the college time, if you're like looking for a job and stuff, you should do Google. We didn't do that much, but right now you have Google and stuff. You have to check which company is offering internship position, which company is offering jobs for fresher, right? And if you have
Yeah.
any company that you want to go, then keep that interview at the end of the like time, so that you can go to another interviews that you don't want to join, right? Just to get the experience, so that
You
for
will
the
be comfortable.
yeah, for the if for example particular companies there, any Amazon or something, Flipkart or something, if you want to go there,
Yeah.
just before that, go to different interviews, just as a, just for fun, uh, okay. So we have taken care of the first day in your job. We have taken care about first interview of your life. Now we should go back a little bit again, one step back. So, as a software developer or as a computer science student, what should we do? What should we do? What is the something? What is that something that you would like to do if you are sent back on time to back into your first year of college? Do you like to change
Mhm.
something, or what do you want to do?
See, I won't tell people the fancy things.
Mm.
One simple thing, if you, as you asked me, what you will want to change.
Uh,
So when I was in college, uh, when the, when we have exams, we have.
ज़्यादा ही move
Sorry.
screen shake. It's like it's shaking too much right now.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Okay, okay, okay.
like you can lie back on the wall and just talk.
walking is better. I'm burning calories as well.
Okay. Yeah, continue. Like,
Health is also important.
yeah, we are not allowed to walk. During right now, lockdown has increased. Previously, what you used to people used
Yeah,
to go from this side, huh? Back of my house. They will go walk
yeah,
and walk on the top of the hill or something. Nowadays, people
yes,
are not even allowed to do that.
yeah. That is needed. Even this time, it's a lockdown. Even if it's not a lockdown, the profession in which we are in,
Mm,
it it just makes you stiff when you're just onto your seat 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, just coding, coding, coding. You are into the system. Your body acts. You need help.
mm,
So let's not deviate. The thing is, as you asked that, what would I want to change? When we were in the college, there were two types of exams: theory and practical.
mm,
Right? In
mm.
our college, like I don't know if in all the colleges it happens or not, but especially in my college, because it's about me at this time.
Yeah.
uh, what was there, when you say the Java practical is there or some other practical is there, they
Mm,
will uh, they will give you a set of questions.
mm,
Okay, that you will have to code about these 10 or 20 questions.
mm,
You will get a random question out of this, but that random question would be from this list only.
mm,
Okay, so what people do, there would be one guy, there would be one or two couple of guys who were so damn into the coding, they will crack all the codes, and everyone else will copy that code.
mm.
And when I say copy that code, they are not doing public static void main, they are actually remembering the code,
Memorizing.
ratta. They are just memorizing the code. So as far as they remember their line for int I is equal to 0, now it was semicolon or
Semicolon.
the colon. So so you know at when I was in college, 90% of the people, even more than 90%, I'm just being reasonable by 90%,
Mm,
people were just memorizing the code.
mm.
Just memorizing the code. They are giving the practical with no practical knowledge.
Uh, right.
So if you say what I will do if I would go back in time, I will practice a lot more.
Mm,
Practice a lot more. Yes, they say that college doesn't teach what's there in the market.
mm,
That's true to some extent. It's true, they don't teach you that
mm,
what's there actually in the companies, what happens.
mm,
But be true to yourself, how much you are also preparing yourself.
mm,
What's written there in the book, have you tried yourself? Have
mm,
you coded yourself? Have like when people are trying to be in Amazon or something, they go to a lot of websites who give the competitive exam questions
mm,
and all. They code a lot, they practice a lot.
mm,
Even you are into 100 days of code, you
mm,
know but how much that effort are people actually putting in when they are in the college?
mm,
Is it not needed? But at that time we are just working on to how to pass this exam.
mm,
We are not into how to be good at programming, we are not into how to get a job, we are not into upgrading our skill, we are just looking to clear the exam. So
mm,
if you are sincerely interested in going into the coding, or not specifically coding, or anything in whichever profession you want to go, explore, do the practice,
mm,
get your hands dirty. In one word I want to say, get
mm,
your hands dirty.
mm,
Okay, you won't get that much exposure, you won't get that much complex problems, but at least you will not be struggling for the basics.
mm,
I've seen people, like at this point of time I take interviews as well. I have seen even the few experienced developers. When I say experienced, I'm not saying 8-10 years, but initial 2-3 years,
mm,
4 years, let's say. I personally have seen people, and I am not exaggerating, that they were not even able to iterate the map. Developers understand these technical terms.
mm.
So they were not even able to iterate a map. So I'm
So
sure they were just doing the Google copy paste.
it's like a for loop.
And
If you
yeah,
do
and yeah, I expect this even from a fresher, that at least you can put the loops,
uh,
right? So
mm,
people are not getting their hands dirty.
mm,
So as we are talking about freshers or the people who are in college, get your hands dirty.
mm,
There was a guy in like when I was in a company.
mm,
There was a guy who was a fresher.
mm,
Okay, so he joined and he got the project in C++, C
mm,
and C++ because it was a hardware development related to the the terminals for which we swipe the card, right?
mm.
So he
What
got the development in that. Yeah,
P, what do you call that machine? POC or something? Point of sale or something? POS. POS
point of
machine.
sale, POS machines. Yes. So he got into the development for C, C++, but
Mm,
he wanted to go into the Python.
mm,
So one day, due to my first day comfortability with my senior with my freshers and juniors,
mm,
he was pretty much comfortable with me. So one day he simply went away from the company. He told me that he is going.
uh,
Okay, he went to the Bangalore. He went into the company, into some another company for the interview. I won't disclose the name. So
mm,
he went for an interview.
uh,
So he went for an interview. So they said we don't hire freshers.
uh,
They say, so he asked that how much you minimum look for. They said 3 years.
mm,
So he said, okay, take my interview as per the 3 years experience guy. If I'm able to crack it, just hire me. If I'm not able to crack it, it's
mm,
fine.
mm,
So seeing that confidence, they interviewed him, and
mm,
he got selected. And if I'm not wrong, he got somewhere around 40 to 45,000 per month as a fresher.
mm,
So the point is, it's not the madness that he showed at my company. It's not the guts that he went away or went for the interview. It's because he was able to show these things because he had the knowledge.
mm,
Not many people at the fresher stage at the college time doing that much, grinding for themselves
mm.
to
Actually,
learn, not just theory.
uh, right, right, exactly. I think this has more to do with the culture itself. For example, if you go into IIT, right, top Indian Institute for
Mhm.
Technology or something, then from
Mhm.
there you'll get a good students, right? From there you'll get good students. Like they're like for coding and stuff, like for analytical thinking or stuff, you'll get creative people, and most of their thinkings are like similar, right? But when you
See,
go to
college, yeah, yeah,
but we go to a different college where students are more interested about bunking and stuff, then we also think like this is the way of life for another 3 years, and this also plays a lot of factors into the development of software.
yes, yes, agree. College makes a huge impact on the student.
Mm,
It makes a huge impact. How they treat you, how they push you to study,
mm,
how they prepare you for the future.
mm,
It does matter,
mm.
but it's not the deciding factor.
Yeah, it's not the deciding factor.
It's not the deciding factor.
Yeah.
I have personally seen the dumb IITians as well,
Right.
and I have personally seen the smart small college students as well.
See,
The,
I
the
have
guy
one
which I
point,
was
point
talking.
to add over there. See,
Mhm.
when we were in college, like you were like 1 year before me or something like that. I was 1 year after
Mhm.
you, right? During that
Yeah.
time, the internet was not much of a thing. It was a thing during our time. At the end of
Yeah.
our career, at the end
Yeah.
of our college, it was a thing, but it's not a big thing, you know. So,
250, 350 rupees for 1 GB.
uh, for us to Google and watch YouTube videos on particular subject you're trying to learn, it's sometimes not feasible, right? We
Yeah.
could download some movies and stuff, but still we didn't know. I shouldn't say we. I personally didn't know how to Google that much. Then
Yeah.
when I started working and realized if I knew such thing before, then I wouldn't have depended on my professor or lecturers to explain me better. I thought they were everything. As I've been training in from my first day of school to last day of my college, we were thinking whatever teacher teach, it's everything. This is how we should learn. If we have internet, then we have access to better knowledge, better teacher, better information to grow ourselves. and the college is like something you spend 3 to 4 years of time of your life. If you enter the college on the first day, and from the first day you started learning Java or any other language, until
Yes,
you reach the third year, you will be like, what do you call it? If you learn Java for 3 years, you'll be expert, right? You'll walk on
yes,
Oracle
yes.
or
It
something.
Yes, it actually happened. It actually happened. There was a guy in my college. There was a guy in my college. Uh, like as you said, we did not have the internet access that much. We were not able to explore that much over the internet. You know, at this point in time, we are thinking that way. But even at that point of time, there were guys who were still, who
Reading
were
from the books.
that time also, topping the university.
Mm.
They were still pretty good at many more things technically in every way.
How did they learn?
So
They learn from the book or something?
yeah, why not?
Oh, wow. But
See,
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 reading from the book is difficult as compared to watching
see
a
the
video.
yes, yes. That's why I made that point. That what important is how much you are
Willing.
open to grind yourself up.
How much you're willing to get what for.
Yes,
I think
the example.
for this point only, when we
Mhm.
when I was in college and when I entered my first day of college, I wasn't sure what I'm gonna be. I have rough ideas. I will do some job related to computer. What I didn't know what a software developer life is like, what a software
Mhm.
developer is. If
Mhm.
someone has someone has knowledge of what you can become, then they will grind for that, right? If you don't know where you are going, then how will you grind, right? You will only grind for the good marks only.
It's necessary, but like it's fine. But still, if you calculate in your 4 years,
Uh-huh.
3 or 4 or 5 year, whatever it is,
Mm.
if you will count the number of subjects, it would
Mhm.
go up, over 50, right? When
Yeah,
you are studying,
each
when
semester
you are
five subject
studying,
minimum, five
yeah,
six to 30
yeah,
minimum.
especially for those, yes. And if you will see the starting, the first year, especially in the BTech, they give you a glimpse of every type of engineering, right?
Uh-huh.
They give you a glimpse of every type of engineering,
Mm.
and even okay, skip 1 year. If you will go to the another 1 year, second year or third year, you
Mm.
will get a fair idea about all the subjects,
Right.
because the fourth year anyways would be your project and everything. At least in the 3 years you will get a idea like what's grabbing you,
Mm.
what's grabbing your interest.
Mm.
Even after the 4 years, you are not having any idea what you want to do,
Mm.
then why are you even doing what you are doing?
Mm.
That means you have not given yourself into any of the subjects. That's why
Mm.
you are not getting any idea about the subject, what's grabbing my
Right,
interest.
right, right.
Then the only thing is maybe you never wanted to be an engineer. You
Mechanical
were just
engineering.
pushed there. Yeah, maybe sometime happens, due to family pressure or something, people go into the engineering or something.
Mm.
So that's a different story altogether. But if it's not a story, or if it's not a story that way, then when you are into the college, and if you are not giving yourself up into the subject, and you are not getting the essence of the subject, how will you get the interest?
Mm.
3 years are good enough to give you a glimpse of every type of thing.
Mm.
So at least throw yourself into something, then only you will get to know.
Mm.
Anyways, we are just studying to clear up the exams.
Mm.
We are not studying it with the interest.
Mm.
And then on top of that, we are not exploring the things.
Right.
On top of that, we are hundreds of issues. And then when we say where to grind,
Mm.
so I guess you are not putting the efforts,
Mm.
because there are guys in the same classroom
Mm.
who are grinding.
Mm.
The example which you gave, the Java, if someone is studying for 3 years,
Mm.
there was a guy in my college. He was studying C,
Mm.
especially C, not even C++, from the day one of the college.
mm,
For the 3 4 years he was studying C. Even if it's not part of our semester course,
mm,
he is still studying. Day in and day out he was studying C. When the companies came for the interviews, and what I got to know from the people around him, the interviewer asked him, how much will you rate yourself in C out of 5?
uh-huh,
He said 4.
yeah,
He said 4. For a fresher who is a guy who is still in college,
yeah,
he's saying 4 out of 5. That means you are somewhere around 80% of C,
yeah,
right? And he cleared that interview. He was the first guy to be selected in TCS.
wow,
So you need to grind yourself. These are
mm,
just excuses. The only thing is that you are not throwing yourself into it. Until the time you don't know that where to grind, at
uh,
least get a taste of everything.
uh, right, right,
Get a taste of everything. Just a restaurant, you taste, then you order.
right. So
So get the essence.
let's say somebody is in first year of college, right? So for that person who wants to be a software developer, who doesn't know about, or he doesn't know about software development, right? He's in some kind of computer science engineering college, right? So for those people, what will be your uh, what will be your like how the future for software development is like? Whenever we try to invest something of our own into a particular thing, like for example time or money, right? For students we are investing time, right? Investing time into a computer science degree. So for those people, how is our future gonna look like for a software developer? Do you have any prediction? Do you have any idea, like in 2030 I should say, how will be our software development? For them it's like right now it's 2021, right? They will
Mhm.
pass around 2025 or something, then they will get a
Mhm.
job. When they get 5 years of experience, it becomes 2030, right? At that time
Yeah.
maybe AI will write all the code or something.
Yes.
So what is your like for them, like for newcomers, like what will you suggest to learn, or what will be your future like? What kind of direction do you want to
अरे भाई को कॉल कर लेना.
give? Bye, Gopal.
Just a second.
Okay.
भाई को
So
कॉल कर लेना.
while he's okay, continue. Done, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So what will be our future of programming looks like in 2025, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2025, 2030?
see, uh, let me give you an example of just I was watching the interview which you yourself suggested to me, Uncle Bob,
Yeah,
right, from
yeah.
the Clean Code Conference,
Uh,
right. So, in the very starting of the interview, he gave a lot of examples of how many computers we are carrying in our phone, in
mm,
our body.
mm,
You know, a microphone, a phone, a headset.
mm,
A lot of mini computers are there.
mm,
At this point of time, you are not going to do anything without the software. Even in your car, you are having at least 100 million lines of code
mm.
running right in your car.
Yeah.
Right. So coding is generally just not about writing a couple of lines. At this point of time, coding is everywhere.
Mm,
Coding is everywhere, right from your even people are working on Google Lens
mm,
or the specs or the vehicles or the hardware machineries
mm,
or the as smart as phones. You tell me, even in the LED lights,
mm,
you tell one area where code is not there.
mm,
Maybe at a small scale, or the maybe somewhere it is 100 lines, somewhere it is million lines.
mm,
But tell me one thing where code is not there.
everywhere.
At this point of time, you can't do anything without the software, right?
Right.
You can't. If I quote him, you can't get an insurance claim. You can't even put the claim. You can't drive your car. You can't make the payments. You can't buy something. You can't sell
Mm,
something. Everywhere it's code.
mm,
Everywhere it's code.
mm,
So I don't think that software industry is going to be down at any point of time.
mm.
At least not in the near future. maybe the way of things will change. Some things we are doing normally, then as you said, artificial intelligence is now rising up. Like people do the now in transactions in the bitcoins. So what it is, blockchain development, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Now the term is coming at data as oil. So data scientists,
Mm,
a lot of things are there. It's not going to be down anyway. The only thing is where your interest is.
mm,
You can code and drive anything. You
mm,
can code and run anything. Now the point is what you want to run. You want to run a website, you want to run a vehicle, you want to run a robot,
mm,
or what?
mm,
That's where the thing is, where you want to show your interest.
mm.
But
I
you can code for anything.
Yeah, I think for future kids or future college kids, they need to think outside the box, right? Software development will be
Yes,
there, but it will not only be a website. It will not only be a mobile app. It will be more like
yes,
AI code लिखना आता है. Do you know how to automate? Do you know how to make a virtual
yes,
reality thing? It's more like, do you know how to write a code for a watch, right? It's more like
yes.
this thing. Do you
It's
know?
everywhere.
Uh, so you have to think outside
Yes,
the box,
it's
and the software development will be there. Like there, everything is like coded, right? And,
yes. 10 years back, the students were only aware about the Java and the .NET.
yeah,
They were not aware of anything else.
uh,
And if the topper of the college and or the couple of students are into the Java, then the whole college
everybody,
will go into the Java. If they are in the .NET, the whole college will go into the .NET.
right?
But that's not the case at this point of time. You have a hell lot of options. It's just how much you are open to explore the things. So that's where your interest comes in. That's where your grinding comes in. That's where your exploration comes in.
Mm. I think the important thing is we have to change our mindset. We have to think more like a carpenter having different tools, right? You don't have to stick with a particular
Yeah.
language. For example, if you want to build a website, then JavaScript will be a very good thing. If you want to build a iOS
Yes.
script is there, right? Android Kotlin is there. You want to board Flutter is there. If you want to do machine learning, Python is there, right?
Yes. Python there, Rust is there. Many
Depending
much languages are coming up.
Yeah, depending on the problem you're trying to solve, you need to have a different tool.
Yes.
In our case, it's like different languages, right? We should know different languages to tackle different types of problem and the most proficient
Yes.
way, efficient way, right?
Yes.
We can write
Yeah.
code
So
in,
now sometimes,
yeah, continue.
yeah. Like, yeah, like sometimes people ask, oh, which language should I learn? Like if I say web development or the normal software development, so they will say, oh, it has these 5 languages. Which one should I learn? So it's not about the language. They must understand. It's
Mm-hmm.
not about the language. If you go for the interview for any big company like Google or Facebook or Amazon or something, they will not ask you your language. They will ask you, can you solve the problem?
Yeah, analytical
Can you
thinking.
solve the problem? Yeah.
But you
If
should,
you have some problem statement,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. So if you have some problem statement, just try to solve in various ways.
Mm,
If you have some fair, even if you maybe just print your name
mm,
or maybe build a small project in a
mm,
couple of languages, you will get a fair idea. You will get a fair idea what your interest is, like, or what is catching you.
mm,
you know so just explore. It's not key Java is better than something else better than Java, this is better than that is better than this. Yes, at some point or some scenarios one is better than the other. I'm not saying that it's false in every case.
mm,
It happens. Some languages solve some problem better than the other.
mm,
But when you are just starting up,
mm,
just explore, make small projects, do the code, do your hands dirty. Then you will get to know. Then you will get to know about the technology. Then you will get the fair idea that this is for you or not.
mm,
When I was in college, I had the option C++, Java, and all, but Java caught my interest.
mm,
So it's C. Every language is more or less the same. Just in technical differences are there. Few couple of things here and there. But
mm.
Actually, technicality or the logics and everything you have to put.
Mm,
So just put your brain, do the projects, mini projects. At least print your name in
mm.
various languages and get to know.
Learn by doing, right?
Yeah, but explore.
Mm,
Just don't sit like someone will tell you that a out of A, B, C, the C is the good one. Then you will stress yourself out for that C, and you are not getting anything. But still, you are stressing yourself out for that particular C. Don't do that.
right, right. So we can first to summarize. You need to have a problem-solving thing. You need to not only a skill. You need to have a willingness to solve a particular problem. Then
Yes.
solve a problem. To you should know how to use the tool. So like
Yeah.
your problem is I want to build a website, then you should know how to build a website, right? Pick up a language, just start
Yes.
building and build a website. It's a good one, bad one, it doesn't
Yes.
matter. You should know how to build one.
It doesn't matter.
Then you
You will get the basic in out of the language, right?
uh, once you build a website, you have solved the first problem, that is building a website. Now your second problem is
Yeah.
how to make a beautiful website. That is your second problem. Then in that way,
Yeah.
try to start solving all the problems you have. You'll become definitely a good programmer, right?
Yes. So just explore.
Mm,
What happens in the office or what happens in the colleges when they give you a practical exam, or in the
mm,
office, what they give to you, a problem statement, right? Maybe you have 10 records, you have to insert it into a database or something.
mm,
So but basically it's a problem statement, right?
mm,
Just solve the problems in various ways.
right,
So when you will do that, you will get the idea about that.
right,
Otherwise, if you will go by what someone else thinks,
uh,
then you yourself just messed yourself up.
right, right, exactly. I agree with that point. Uh, I think we have to finish our interview. It's been long. I think we have covered, as a college student, what should be your mindset. Uh, During
Mhm.
after college, how should you approach the interview, right? What your mindset to the interview should be. What it's like to be going on the interview, and once you get your first job, what to expect. I think we have covered that aspect as well. Then we have covered the future
Yes.
of programming as well. So I think this should be it for the first is क्या कहते हैं, interview session with Mr. Anuj, and our title of the video will be the beginner guide to software development as a career. That will be a good title, and
Yeah.
yeah, that will be a good beginner guide to a software development as a career. That's a catch.
Yes.
Uh,
Here I would like to add one a point as well.
yeah.
Like there are people who are confused between coder and programmer and software
Oh,
engineer,
I'm also confused.
these type of things. Yeah.
Okay, that will be a different interview. If you want to know how what is the difference between both,
How click there.
so okay, please like the video. Comment down in the description if you want us to continue talking. Then, if you're listening, if you are watching on the video, thank you. Give us subscribe on the video, and if you are watching, listening in the podcast, then please give a review down in the whichever streaming platform you are using. And thank you so much, Mr. Anuj, for talking to me. We were planning for this interview for a particular very long time, and it happened when
Yeah.
our plan failed.
The unplanned things are the best ones.
Right, right. So before we go, do you want to add something? Or
After the people's like and subscribe.
uh,
But just I would ask to people whoever is listening to me, don't listen to me.
uh,
Just explore. Just grind yourself. Just go. Don't go by anybody's words.
uh,
Don't believe me, but don't disbelieve me either.
uh,
Just explore the things. Just don't follow anyone blindly. Explore the things. There are a hell lot of options at this point of time.
uh,
Just do something. Just do something. Just textbooks doesn't get you anywhere.
right.
So
Uh,
if you want to be a coder, write the code.
yeah,
It doesn't matter how small it is, but write the code.
Yeah, that's a good thing. If you want to be a dancer, dance every day. If you want to be a singer,
Yes,
sing every day. Don't dream of
yes. No,
becoming a superstar.
no one comes to you. Oh, you must do the hip hop. You must do the bhangra.
Uh,
You just whatever you feel like you do, and when you do, then only you gets better, right?
Simply, it's dreaming of
Just grind yourself up.
wishful thinking, right?
Yeah,
Mm. So that's why I code every day because during our career and stuff, we sometimes deviate from our coding. We do a lot of stuff here and there, and in our life there will be ups and downs also. So brace yourself
yeah.
for anything that comes, and always uh, set your mind to the goal you have for yourself. Then you will find a
Yes,
way.
and if you are not if you are not getting the motivation to do, then enroll yourself into something like what you are doing, the 100 days of code,
That's
or something. Just get yourself enroll into where you are accountable for something. When
yeah.
you will make yourself accountable, then you will do the things.
Because of that, I need to go
So
today as well. Today is Sunday, and I
yeah,
need to go.
yeah, just do it, simply just do it. Not only talk about it, just do it. That's the only thing.
Okay, guys, that's it then. Thank you so much. And
Yeah,
I will put the Anuj social media account if you want to add any down in the description. So, okay, guys,
yeah.
thank you so much. Like, karo, like. Chalo.
Bye.
Thank you so much. फिर से बात
Yeah,
करते हैं बाद में.
yeah, sure, bye.
Bye.